Hi! Today is April 6th and I had this thought that maybe I'd do a little like what a month-ish of being a cosplayer looks like, whilst also having a job and studying. I don't know if that's interesting. We'll see if I actually do something with this. Also, please excuse me for the super shaky camera. My camera is being very mean and I didn't want to put it on a tripod. So right now I'm doing mostly prep work. This is me pre-soaking some black fabrics and ribbons that will be part of my Izuku cosplay. Izuku. I'm just soaking them to make sure there's not any potential bleeding of the dye once all of this gets sewn onto the green, because I don't want to ruin the green. And then here we have a bunch of things. This here is a tank top and some ribbon things and some fabric scraps all dyeing to be red. And this is just me pre-washing the fabrics for a cape, which will be reversible to be both usable as Wirt from Over the Garden Wall as well as Kieran from Cantrip. So those are all dyeing / washing, rinsing right now. And then I also have this, which it doesn't look like it right now, but this is a work in progress on a Simple Poets shirt, which will be for Kieran and another special D&D guy. And then another thing I've got is Jason work in progress. Which, yeah, that's a lot of things, and that's not even all of the things that are gonna be happening in April. There's a lot of stuff going on, so. The dye job was successful. This one is just a tank top that I bought on Vinted, and it was like skin color, and I thought it was gonna be more beige, and it wasn't. So it was just a little bit too naked looking, so I just dyed it red. I washed these two fabrics. This is 1.5 meters each, and as you can see, a lighter and a darker blue. And these two will be for two cosplays, because I am making a cape that is essentially reversible. One side will be for Wirt from Over the Garden Wall, and this side, very excitingly, will be for Kieran from Cantrip, which is one of my Elfia cosplays. Elfia is like about a month away, so I really have to hurry with the costumes there. And then also, yesterday I made, focus on All Might, there we go. Made a little All Might plushie charm thing, and the idea is that will be dangling from, oh, you really can't see that, but you just don't have to imagine that I'm holding it to my like waist. This is gonna be dangling from Izuku's red belt. I just freeformed this from a picture of a 3D print of like a little action figure. It's not quite a chibi, but it's like ish. I'm actually really proud of this, especially because I hate stitching felt, and stitching this up definitely wrecked my wrist. This wrist is not happy, and then I had the brilliant idea of working out with weights with both of my very floppy wrists, so that's why they're taped right now. But yeah, I just got home from class, and today I have to clean my flat, and then what I want to be doing is I want to iron these cape fabrics. I want to finish up, if I can, the poet shirt. And if I have the time, I want to start on turning these fabrics into a cape, at least cut out the pieces. So that's the plan for today. It's Friday. I think it's like 7 p.m.-ish. I'm done with the uni prep work for today. We did a lot of prepping for an exhibit that we're doing for a project. which I don't think I talked about online, but fun fact, I'm doing an exhibit with 3 fellow students on anti-capitalist fashion, which is really fun, but I had to cut out a lot of circles and shapes out of paper, and my wrist is very not happy with me. So we are doing our best with keeping it warm and sort of steady. So I'm gonna try and keep sewing to a minimum today. Just do things that are not as intensive on the wrist. So I'm ironing. One fabric is rinsing. I'm ironing others. Izuku fabric I'm gonna iron when I actually start on that costume, which is not quite yet. I also got the wig for Izuku, and I got 2 other things for another MHA cosplay. Haha! They are the present mic glasses, or as close as I'm gonna get without buying like literal replicas, and I just say these are good enough for me. And I wanted to have headphones on the costume. Now the problem is the headphones I already have we have the options between turquoise and purple and just purple, which both don't go for the cosplay. Thankfully, I was gonna get some new Bluetooth headphones that actually surround the ear anyway, and I found these brand new on Vinted, and I paid €6 plus shipping, but €6, and these are way more than 6 new. I know this for a fact. This looks utterly disgusting. This is a tub of water with instant coffee. And we're gonna be using it to dye paper. Sunday check-in. I am still trying to stick to smaller projects that are not quite as wrist intensive because it's still hurting a little bit. I did also figure out that apparently, I am so sorry, that apparently my skin is in fact something you would call stretchy. I didn't think this was very stretchy, but apparently it is stretchy enough that the stupid K-tape doesn't stick properly, which explains why I go through a roll of K-tape in a little over a week, because the stupid tape never sticks for longer than 24 hours before it starts peeling off, even though I'm applying it correctly and just... So anyway, we're sticking to smaller, easily finishable projects for today. I have some paper soaking in coffee right now to make my trinkets for the Elfia trinket trade on Sunday. I still need to make mine for Saturday, but that will be a bit later because I need to open my air dry clay anyway to make something else for Elfia. Then you might have already seen this, but I made the little wraparound for the present mic headphones. I did end up sewing it on because it just didn't work with the snap closures, but this is easily removable if I ever want to, and really they look a bit nicer with the pop of color. I like whimsy and I don't like gray very much. And then for today I need to finish the poet shirt because I am behind my schedule with that. So the poet shirt needs to be finished today. I finished this. The paper is soaking so I can make the trinkets in a little bit of time. And then depending on how my body is feeling, I might work a little bit on Jason. which is not that intensive because it's a lot of sweat material. I also, like a day or two ago, made a duct tape pattern, and then I turned it into a real paper pattern for Izuku's gloves. So it's been a little moment since I've talked to the camera. In this moment in time, this list of things has happened. Yeah, I did sew a little bit here and there. I finished the main work on Izuku's gloves, which is good because gloves are evil. Oh my god, I keep making gloves and I hate making gloves. They're almost as evil as pants. Anyway, worked a little bit on the cape, not as much as I wanted to. Worked on Caleb, which is in the background, and I draped like several times, but now it's in a shape that I can actually like sew it up, which is good. Also, I made this shirt. Well, I didn't make the shirt, I painted it. Because I wanted to. I want to finish Kieran by Sunday so that I can use like the last week of April to finish up Caleb. Izuku, I've got then 3 more weeks to finish up, but these two need to be done by the beginning of May. Horns! I also still need to make Kieran's horns. Okay. My entire like planning went completely wrong when I failed to consider that I would need time to just sleep and heal up after my surgery, because I know how I am after I get injured and my body just sends all of the energy towards where I'm injured. So of course I slept like the entire day after having the surgery. So of course I lost a complete day. And you wouldn't think that losing one day makes that much of a difference in if in a fully planned month of making, but it does. Oh, now Sprout is going another way. Oh, you're really not sure where you are, huh, honey? I don't think you're the kind of spider that should be inside anyway. It's Sunday the 26th, which means we are really nearing the end of the month, and that means we have a lot to do today. My friend Julia just left. We had a little meetup to do a last fitting on her essay cosplay and just see how everything looks together. So that happened today already. Yesterday I barely filmed anything, and the reason for that is that I first gave a guided tour of the exhibit I helped curate for my seminar. I didn't give it alone. I did this together with a fellow student, and then the two of us guided through a several-hour workshop as well. So, like a 2-hour-ish workshop, I want to say. So I was kind of peopled out and I didn't really want to talk to the camera anymore. So what I ended up doing is just sitting down, watching season 2 of Twin Peaks and doing a bunch of small sewing. I worked on the knee pads for Izuku. I made a little pin cushion that looks like a blueberry. And I worked on Caleb. I pretty much finished Caleb's tunic. The only thing that needs to be done still is I need to add lacing holes on the front and back so I can actually close it. And then the tunic will be done. Hallelujah! And then I need to add fur to the coat. And then Caleb will be done, other than I need to untangle and style the wig. But that is the thing. Also, I still need to finish Kieran's cape because that kind of fell off the deep end. The pieces are currently on my dress form in the background. I need to figure out where the armholes go. I need to finish all the seams. I need to do the hemming. And I need to, of course, put the two sides together because the cape will be dual-sided. I also still need to add a collar and add the clasp. Yeah. And all that needs to be done today. I have a full day today. The reason I'm doing all of this today is because tomorrow we are taking down the exhibit and then I need to do prep work for my courses in the week. And then I don't know how much big boy sewing I'll be able to do this last week of the month. So that needs to happen. I also ideally would like to finish the video for the Caleb cosplay today, but that is kind of dependent on if I can get it finished while the daylight is still up. It is officially the last day of April, meaning the last day of this little video log thing. I got home from work like half an hour or something ago, and now I wanna clean up my room a little bit because, as happens when you are being creative, a mess has already accumulated in the last few days again. And then once that is done, I want to finish Kieran's cape. I don't think I'll be able to get started on tortellini today. I'll try, but I don't think I'll be able to. And yeah. The main goal is I want to finish the cape today. That needs to happen. And then with that, Kieran's costume will be fully done because I finished making the little horn attachments. I didn't make the ears. I bought those off of Vinted. I made little shoe wings inspired by hawks because I got to that point of MHA and the choice was between committing to a full hawks cosplay with full-size wings or redirecting that creative energy. So little shoe wings it was for now. I made a really disturbing muzzle, which you might have seen. I'm not saying what that is for yet, but it is for a funky cosplay project. And I'd say keep an eye on my AO3 account maybe, if you want to see what that might be about. But yeah, so Kieran's cape needs to be finished today. And then with that, this video will be over. And that's insane. I don't know if this was a good video. I know I had fun editing it and mostly had fun making it. But I really need to hear from you what you thought of this this format, this video. From my side, all I can say is I hope that it was maybe interesting to see like all of the small bits that you actually are able to do as a cosplayer who's not doing this full-time or professionally. I have a job and I go to university, and so cosplay work and any creative work has to be in third place after those two commitments. So sometimes there are things where I literally make nothing, or I just make like a tiny thing, like little felt wings to put on my shoes to make them a bit more whimsical and nerdy. Like, I don't know, I feel like if I watch my own cosplay vlogs, it looks like I'm spending like all of my time just making costumes. And sometimes that's true, but most of the time it's not. And most of the time there are big gaps between the different parts of the video. I noticed this when I made my my Caleb cosplay vlog, which went online recently. And I started that costume February last year, and I finished it this month, like a few days ago from when I'm filming. So yeah, I don't know, I'm rambling and I'm not sure if I'm making a lot of sense. The point is, I really hope that this video was some sort of entertaining, maybe educational, I don't know. As you could see in this video, I have a lot of creative projects coming up, a lot of conventions, and a lot of these projects will have their own separate videos, like the Izuku cosplay is getting its own separate video. So is the tortellini puppet that I've talked about, but I've not shown you yet. And yeah, just thank you for sticking around for what I'm assuming will be at least 20-25 minutes worth of a video, which is quite long. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!